Hi, my name is Devin Dupuis. I'm a technical specialist here at Autodesk. I do come from industry, so prior to working at Autodesk, I ran a successful aerospace CNC machine shop. Today I want to talk about working smarter, not harder, and letting 3D help you do that inside of Fusion. So let's open up Fusion. Hopping into Fusion, I'm going to open up a template that I've created for manufacturing. Now that I have this template open, I'm going to take and drag in 3 different parts here. The reason I'm doing this is just to show how dynamic this workflow can be. Now that I have all the parts in my document, what I'm going to do is we're going to start working on the first piece. I'm going to hide these other 2 pieces. I'm going to take this first part and I'm going to place it in my little empty container here. This container is used for manufacturing and determining what model we are manufacturing. Next, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to adjust my stock size because I have everything modeled up. Now that the stock and everything looks good for my setup, I'm going to move over to the manufacturing workspace. Now in the manufacturing workspace, you can see that I already have a setup with predetermined toolpaths. Normally, we'd have to go through and make some selections, height adjustments, and things like that. But since I've used 3D and I've captured all my intent with essentially what I want to do for my manufacturing process, all I have to do is hit generate. And you can quickly see, once generated, we can simulate this and see that everything from our probing to our roughing cycle (3D automatic facing, as I call it), flat finishing, outside contour finishing, any 3D rust machining, and then drilling of holes. You can see this part is almost complete. Let's go back to design and change our part. I'm going to remove my first component from that part and we'll place in the second one. Our stock looks okay, so we'll go right back into manufacture. Take those same toolpaths here and we'll hit generate. Now that it's all generated, we can hit simulate, and you can see that my program and everything is complete now for the second part. Roughing this part out after probing, doing again 3D facing as I call it, finishing all the flats, outside contour, 3D machining any areas that still have material on them, and drilling any holes. Move over to our last part and see how this workflow continues to work. We'll take this part, remove it from our container, turn on the third part, and we'll bring this into our component. It looks like we have to adjust our stock a little bit, so let's do that. And even with this workflow, we can adjust our parallels. Moving back over to manufacture, you take the same setup and hit generate. Now that this is finished rendering, we can simulate this. You can see that the same workflow has worked for this part also, because we use 3D to our advantage. I would like to say we made little to no selections, but in all actuality, we didn't make any geometry selections on these parts. We let 3D do all the work for us. Now granted, all these setups are not perfect, but at least gets us 80% of the way there, if not further. So with a few little touch-ups, we could be on the machine making parts in no time. The last thing we'll do before we end this demonstration is we'll create a setup sheet. We'll right-click on this setup sheet. We'll just post this to our desktop. Here we have a nice setup sheet demonstrating what our stock is, our part coordinate systems, what tools we're using, feeds and speeds, what our cycle time is, the tools, and then the other operations. Lastly, I would want to post this code. I would say post process, pick our post processor, we'll hit post. Now we have our posted code, so everything from our probing cycles to all of our cam has been posted out. We can also take a look at this in the NC viewer. We open up NC viewer, we take our file, and we just drag it into here. We can simulate this as our machine would see it. We can open up the digital readout, start playing through this, showing all of our G code, our positions, and everything to backplot this, and just verify our code one step before we actually make the part. That's all for this workflow. Thanks for watching.